because of the treatment method is the same.
Well, and it's their reasoning is like not approving diabetes because marijuana causes the munchies. I mean, that's the same type of reasoning that for the anxiety.
Or not approving asthma because most of the patients that come into my office also have cigs. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know any marijuana users that also smoke cigarettes. Yeah.
A couple, but not many.
That's unfortunate.
Actually, a couple who are trying not to smoke cigs any longer.
Right.
I'm looking at you.
So it's almost like the stupid myths of things just live on, even in the scientific community.
Once they get something in their craw, it never's coming out.
Right.
Yeah.
I've just seen such the opposite of that, amongst the cannabis consuming community.
Right.
Of, less tobacco use than the general public.
Definitely for sure.
There was a doctor that tried to pass that same message off at this marijuana law section review, and he was presenting the data for all of the negative statistics for birth defects, children being born early and dying from that. The major cause of death of children is that they're born prematurely, and how they had data that supported the use of marijuana as a method for that. And I asked him specifically, how do you draw the distinction that it's marijuana directly? And he said, well, there aren't any marijuana users that don't smoke cigarettes.
Terrible.
Remember that?
Yeah,
Jeff, remember that?
ridiculous.
Anyways,
none. Huh?
We're ready to talk about CBD. Should we take a break real quick before we?
Yeah. Let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
Wind up the CBDs. Okay. Let's take a quick break and come back and.
Did you guys talk about the decrim vote?
We will.
Oh, is that for the end?
We will. So,
segment.
You're listening to Planet Green Trees. We'll be right back.
سليمة تاخد تزيع عبال ايه زي تاخد دين مرة
All right, we're back. How we doing? Good. Everyone's still here? All right, so our next topic, we're talking about the legalization of the debate. Is that what we're going to do? Looking for my recent uploads here. Here I am.
Legalization debate.
All right, here we go. 4 minutes.
So, well, some pre-context here. The Republican gubernatorial candidates had a debate, and they were asked the question of where do they stand on the legalization of marijuana, and they all had very interesting answers.
And with that introduction, now let's...
We're live in downtown Grand Rapids. The city selected to host the first debate with all 4 Republican candidates for governor.
I'll appreciate you sticking with that so we can get as many questions as possible, including this first one starting for you, Dr. Hines. Unless the legislature acts on its own to adopt a resolution, a ballot initiative to legalize marijuana, that will be on the ballot in November. Do you support the legalization of marijuana? And are you concerned, as some have suggested, that because of the passion of the people who do support that if you do not support the legalization, that those people may turn out in big numbers at the polls, consequently making it more difficult for any candidate that doesn't support that legalization?
I don't support the legalization of recreational marijuana. I think that would be bad. There's a ton of research that needs to yet be done. The interactions with medicine, what kind of cancer does it cause, the impact on memory, your ability to work. And so I think that there's a ton of work that needs to be done. But if it's passed, I think that we have to deal with it. And we have to know that the bus driver that's driving your kids is not under the influence of marijuana. We need to figure out how do we keep it out of the hands of minors. And so there are a lot of things that need to be discussed and worked through.
Yeah, because there's not laws
as
for
a government
that, right?
to make sure that it can be as safe as possible. But I do not support the legalization of recreational marijuana.
Senator Colbeck.
Well, first let me be clear. I will respect the will of the people.